Hello, I'm Jack and welcome to the third of my 4 videos on a recent trip to Vietnam. So we flew down to Ho Chi Minh City, still better known as Saigon, TV giving us a good briefing on the way, and we expected pho and we got pho. We then went on to the Imperial Palace. You can see the people in the foreground. There were a lot of girls in traditional Vietnamese costume. I'm not sure whether they were influencers or to do with weddings or conferences, but they looked good. And this monk looked good as well, and he was also in traditional costume. This is the tank that broke down the gates. This is the jet that bombed the place. And this is the helicopter which rescued US personnel. Well, I wasn't too keen on the building, very 70s, but I did like what was inside. There was obviously a command and control capability where operations were set forth, but it was the paintings. There's some fantastic lacquer paintings. It was the best that Vietnam had to offer, something really, really to admire there. We went on from there to the post office, and guess who was there? Yes, Ho Chi Minh. And it was very much looked like a French railway station. And you know what? The French really aren't like this. Is French Indochina. There's a real dislike for the French, which is in sharp contrast to the reactions towards the Americans, who are like, despite the war. A lot of people want to emigrate there. We saw the things on war crimes and Agent Orange, but America's kind of popular. These shells reminded me of my grandmother's World War I shells, and I guess the Vietnam War was a long time ago now. I went to this restaurant with Emma and Antonia, and the next day we set off.
Work starts at 8.
Look at this. Come on, go, 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 go.
Onto the pavement.
Keep death off the roads, drive on the pavement.
We were going to the famous Vietnamese tunnels. You could see these clearings in the jungles where the soldiers were, and we had demonstration of the traps and the hides that were made.
Squat. Bye-bye.
Very clever.
Go up and then it just...
Here's George hiding in a tunnel. And here's me crawling along. I guess I could just about have stood up. Let's go. Crawling. Colin, well, he was very happy to get out. Guess who'd followed us? Yes, Ho Chi Minh. He's just about everywhere. There were only 6 of us went on this trip. Then into Saigon town, we were going to go to the bar where the journalists went during the war. Here we are at the table, and a few sophisticated people had dry martinis, yes. Then you've got Saigon at night, looking good. Saigon. Look at this. Here we are outside the opera house, and then kind of going on in. That was the cast. We're outside now, and Saigon at night had a real buzz to it. TV in the square here, it felt like London or New York at its most vibrant, and looked really good.
Vietnam!
So the next day, Mekong Delta, and we crossed over many bridges, lots of water. It's a huge area, so TV kind of briefing us away here. Then we kind of set off on our boats past these kind of boat houses onto the river. And I think you can see it's a massive river. It's probably a mile across. There are all sorts of boats coming up and down, building bridges as well. It was really quite something. And then we went towards this kind of old creek and these more traditional boats, and we were going to get a ride that's really exciting into kind of the jungle, really. This old boy here in severe danger of crocodiles. And here we are with our Vietnamese hats on. I think that's Rachel, Faye, Shilpa and Colin. Yes, it is. There they are, looking very happy. Yes, and then Nick and Catriona at the front here, husband and wife, looking good there. That's a good shot. And there's TV taking shots. And who's he taking? Ah, yes, me, Emma and Antonia. So that was a very enjoyable little trip. And then onto these kind of backwaters, and you can see it's all fairly shambolic. There's a few Catholic churches around the place. And they're busy. I think these are jackfruits. I'm not sure. They're actually growing top right hand corner there. And I'm not sure what this is. But we came across this old boy going across the bridge. One jackfruit too many. They started kind of falling off. So a bit of theatre there. Went on for a lovely fish lunch. That was very good indeed. And a singing demonstration. Back onto the river now, past more churches, and we're going to have a show of boats.
So for this boat is normally rice with the husk of.
Oh yeah, okay.
So very much a working river, people making their livelihood, and here making rice cakes.
So nothing is wasted in the countryside. This is a husk.
And back home past the paddy fields to town, and you can see dusk was falling. This is, we call this the Love Bridge, yes, and then there's a big market in town as well. There he is, he follows us around, and he's got his competition though from private enterprise, a light on the river, kind of looking good. That's our hotel, very nice too, and that's the Love Bridge again. Next day, Ho Chi Minh in the daylight. So now we're going off to a floating market, the last floating market in Vietnam. It's quite something as you get closer and closer, more and more boats. And I think I'm going to let TV do most of the explaining here. Boats with their propellers.
Noodles, they serve banh mi. So before the Ramsey and look here, they came to one of those little boats and they enjoy their noodles here on this Cai Rang floating market. And those boats. And in front of us, they even hung the whole is the coconut leaf hung on the back of the boat. Is selling the boat. Right. Boat with noodles. If you order the boat noodles, they just come to your boat, tie their boat into yours, serve you noodles, go away, and come back and collect the bowl later.
So I thought that might have been for the benefit of the tourists, but it wasn't. It was very much a working market. And as we get closer in, we're going towards the pineapple boats.
Đâu đừng có bán đồ nha.
Em chắc có làm sao đủ 13 miếng trước.
two things about this lady. She was amazingly skillful with that knife for chopping up delicious pineapple. She also had remarkably good taste in men. You can see she's grabbed hold of me then, and I like this photograph with the pineapples hanging down. The reason there's only one floating market left is because they built so many bridges and roads that markets on land become a lot more viable. And this is just a few 100 yards away, and you could see that very soon there'll be no floating markets left, as the locals prefer to come in and shop here with their cars and scooters to take stuff away. Here's a bridge on the way home, and then went to the Jade Palace with Catherine. We had a great time. It was very difficult getting there, crossing the roads. That was a bit of fun that we had together. But the palace was quite remarkable, not so much outside, but inside. There is the Jade Emperor, and there are his guards, and it was really quite amazing. We then went on to a Michelin-starred restaurant for our goodbye meal with TV. He's been a great guide, and he's a great guy. Well, we really enjoyed his help. And that's it. That's the end of the third video. Only one more to go, and I hope you'll manage to join me for that. So thank you very much. Bye-bye, and see you in the next video.